Welcome and thank you so much for joining me today. So we are going to be looking at simplifying surds. Now surds, we are talking about square roots. So to get us started, a square root is we're just thinking about what two numbers would times together to equal this number here. So we're looking at multiplication and division. We're looking at square numbers and surds. So first thing I would like you to think about is our rules. If I've got the square root of x and y, that just means the square root of x times the square root of y. So we can use our factors to help break it down. For example, if I've got the square root of 32, what are two numbers that I can times together to equal 32? And I'm trying to use my squared numbers. I know 16 is a squared number. The square root of 16 times the square root of 2, so 2 times 16 equals 32. So the square root of 16 is two numbers that equal 16, which is 4 times the square root of 2, but we don't need to put the times there. Now, the 3 next to the square root is just saying 3 times the square root of 20. So we can look at 20, thinking about our squared numbers. What number can I times to equal 20? 4 times 5, and 4 is a squared number. So the square root of 4 times by the square root of 5. I can simplify this. The square root of 4 is 2, so it's 3 times 2 times the square root of 5. 3 times 2 equals 6 times the square root of 5. So I can just write it as 6 square root 5. Okay, let's move on to our next question, and we are using division. 5 times the square root of 40 divided by 6. First thing I want to do is looking at the numerator. I would like to make it simpler for me. So to get us started, I'm thinking about what are my squared numbers? 4 and 10. So 4 is a squared number. So I can go 5 times square root of 4 times the square root of 10, because 4 times 10 equals 40 over 6. I can simplify it. Square root of 4 is 2. So 5 times 2 times the square root of 10 over 6. 2 times 5 equals 10. 10 square root of 10 over 6. And now we can simplify the top and the bottom by looking at our common factor. We've got a highest common factor between 10 and 6 is 2. So how many 2's in 10? 5. How many 2's in 6? 3. We end up with 5 square root of 10 divided by 3. When we're looking at our final surd, square root of 75 divided by 9. And what do you think about our index laws, where we did, if we had x over y to the power of n, we can square, when the whole fraction is squared, that's the same as me saying the numerator is squared and the denominator is squared. So that links exactly into square roots, where we are saying this, the square root of 75 divided by 9 is the same as me saying the square root of 75 divided by the square root of 9. I know square root of 9 equals 3, because 3 times 3 equals 9. Thinking about my squared numbers, 25 is a squared number, and 25 goes into 75 3 times. 25, 50, 75. So I can change that square root 75 into the square root 3 times the square root of 25. The square root of 25 is 5, because 5 times 5 equals 25. So that leaves me with 5 square root of 3 divided by 3. I really hope this helps you to simplify surds. If you need any extra help, message me and I'll get back to you.